eno ye Extreme Media UJ. Subscribe for all updates.
I happen to be a chairperson of the Uganda Parliamentary Caucus. Save for my being a rope. For how long will we continue to be cheated? In this year's budget, I want public service to show us we rationalize agencies. Where are the 2 trillion dividends you promised this country? Because if it's not there, then what were we doing? So, we want them to explain as a part of RAPEX. Secondly, Right Honorable Speaker, there's some policy government took to award contracts of over 500 billion in every city exclusively to UPDF. Now, what has happened in most districts, UPDF lacks capacity to execute those works in real time. The consequence of that is that at the end of a financial year, UPDF gets money. It's part of the 222 billion letters of credit that are lying in the Bank of Uganda unutilized. This is established by the Auditor General. A big chunk of it is money that belongs to local government that should have done real work, build schools, health centers in a given financial year, not utilized. They are on letters of credit to Bank of Uganda. And it's lies there for 2 years without utilizing it. So there is need to urge government to review for a policy that gives exclusive rights for every job in a district to UPDF, because it has no strategic depth and capacity to do the needful. The other aspect that I would love to talk about, honorable colleagues, especially you, projects. For all committees and sectors where there are projects, I make a special appeal. Please pay maximum attention. Because our discoveries in park are telling of the extent, I don't want to call it a rot, because we shall present a report here. But I urge you, for example, this project you talk about, look at the time when it was initiated and when it was signed. 5 years down the road. It's 1 minute, Right Honorable Speaker. The other, so look at projects and take keen interest in it. This problem of rationalization, since you've made a parish a core center of service delivery, government has no option is to go for equity and fairness. You cannot have any rationale to argue otherwise, because there is no way. I've studied some numbers in some districts. There is no way you are going to give 100 million in a parish like somewhere in Karamoja. Sorry, I'm not quoting Karamoja for bad reason. That has got 200 homesteads. And then you go to a parish that has got 2,000 homesteads and you give them the same amount of money. It's not only rooted in it's common sense. That defies common sense. So any minister seated there overseeing this kind of distribution is in denial. So my appeal to you is that now that you have the latest census data, let's take use of them. Let's for once rationalize. I am not a believer in so many districts having a secondary school, because I studied a district where there are 9 first grades, but with the 22 sub-counties. Now, who will fill a secondary school in that district? So how can you have a policy that no matter how many, every sub-county secondary school, where in the district you have 9 first grades, and you are building a school in every sub-county of the 29? It doesn't make sense. So some of the things where we are investing money really begs to be. Let me conclude, that Honorable Speaker, with the... I happen to be a chairperson of the Uganda Parliamentary Caucus. Save for my being a rope. for how long will we continue to be cheated? You put a ban on creation of local governments, or creation of sub-counties and parishes. And when it came to distribution of PDM, we have the biggest population, we get the least amount of money. The question is, they told us that money was supposed to be for the poorest of the poor, that the people in Central Region are not the poorest of the poor. Yes, but across the region with the highest bit of wealth is Western Uganda. It has more parishes than any other district. Therefore, my appeal to you, and I'm saying this patriotically, my appeal to you, urgently come to Central Region and rationalize the creation of parishes. If you are going to make them the core center, nerve center of development.
Thank you.
I beg, Right Honorable.
Thank you, Rob. Honorable Minister for Public Service.
Thank you very much, Right Honorable Speaker, for giving me this opportunity, and I want to thank the Committee of Public Service and Local Government and the Chairman for articulating our issues.